What's up, everybody? Jsheptx here, coming at you with another real reaction. Today we are going to listen to King Von, rest in peace, the soft-spoken assassin. This was actually requested by Rebound Tutorials, so shout out to Rebound for the request. Rebound said this would be a good reaction to get to know King Von better. The only song that I've heard was Took Her to the O, and it really showcased his storytelling ability. So I wanted to get a little bit deeper into it because I was really impressed with that song to see just a little bit more about him. I read up a little bit more about, I guess previously he had a murder case that he beat. So I'm interested to see if this kind of entails that. I would think so, just based on the name King Von, or the soft-spoken assassin. But let's take a look. Hang on, let me stop for a second. Okay, so it looks like the soft-spoken assassin. Is this like a documentary? I'm interested to see this and react to this. So let's go.
Back to that breaking news live from Chopper to a mass shooting. At least 6 people shot. This all happening at 65th and King Drive in Parkway Gardens.
The age ranges.
Where's oh, Chicago. News 2 Chicago. Okay, yeah. Is this what made him move from Chicago?
Of those people ranging from 14 to 23 years old.
If they from here, don't come here, please don't.
His name is Davon Bennett, aka King Von.
Davon King Von. Okay, Davon Bennett.
He's been on the street for too long. I want him off the street today. You guys ready? Ready, sir. Let's do it.
Alright, so probably the person that I get the most requests to do a video on, and the rapper I've been rocking with for a while now, is King Von. No doubt the most demonic figure that's come out of Chicago since the drill music wave in the 2010s.
Is that what this is called? Drill music. Okay.
Fans are really enamored with his storytelling and music videos,
Yeah.
but for the life of me, I don't know how King Von is a free man. I mean, bless him, all blessings to him. He's somehow been able to 2C slide and dodge every single case that's been thrown at him since he was 15.
Oh, in and out of jail since he was 15. Just set up for failure. I mean, like, when you come through that and that's all you know, is jail really a deterrent at that point? Doesn't seem like it. I mean, look, he's smiling. His buddy there smiling. They're throwing up their gang sign. I'm not gonna get political, but that drives me insane. Just the way the system's set up is just—it's so rigged.
And while his partner Rondo was toting a bazooka on the gram, King Von was on Twitter arguing with a mortal enemy over how many bodies they each got. And this was trolling the fuck out of the police, right? They couldn't stand it. See, in Chicago, only 20% of murders ever get proven, 80% go unsolved.
Is that because it, like, just so much happens and nobody talks to the police? Like, this I did not know this about him. So he's commenting on saying he's got more body. My God, this is incredible. This is amazing.
20 years for the murders, plus the gun enhancement law. That's 21 years. So that's 41 years just for the murder. And I got 2 attempt murders.
And you beat all those charges. You were acquitted.
Yep, I don't play.
Now,
He was acquitted. Okay.
gonna get into all this, but before we do, let me show you my song of the day. This is Mark Battles. Let's go.
Ain't been happy.
Let me skip through this.
We gotta go to Chicago. Alright, in order to understand this story, we gotta go to Chicago. More specifically, the Parkway Gardens in the South Side. But
Okay. So, okay. Parkway Gardens, Southside Chicago.
you probably know it as O Block. Now, not only is this
Took her to the O Block. Okay, so took her back to his place.
the home of Chief Keef and King Von, it's also the home of the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, who, when she looks
Why does he say it like that, Michelle?
back at her experience, says it was never as bad as it is now. The area has always been a huge war between 2 factions, the BDs and the GDs, and this
Black disciples and the gangster disciples. Okay.
This war has been going back since at least the 90s. But back then, there was more structure, it was organized, and it was mostly a battle over drug trade. The BDs controlled a massive 16-story housing complex just 2 minutes away from O Block, posting snipers on the roof.
What was it say? The gang effectively took over Posting snipers on the roof to protect dealers, making as much as 45 a day, selling crack, coke, and heroin inside. The prosecutor said lookouts were equipped. Wow, so they really had a setup going. Snipers, hey, don't mess with our guys. We're making 45K a day. Wow, that's incredible.
To protect their drug dealers. Lookouts were equipped with night vision goggles, and the entire organization was pulling in $300,000 a day for damn near 15 years.
Wow.
The BDs were...
Wow, no wonder they're super territorial. I mean, obviously they're not paying tax. It's just, wow, 300K a day. Yikes. That's a 10 million year operation. Or I'm sorry, what am I saying? 100. Jesus, my math stinks. 300K, so that's every 3 days is about $1 million. Wow, 100 mil. Wow.
Run like a corporation. Money was laundered through investments into apartment buildings, a record label called MOB, a car wash, and a nightclub in Atlanta. But
yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to scrub all that money. I was thinking how they did that. Whoever did this, who shot this or who's doing this? Shout out to Trap Geek. This dude knows his stuff.
the leadership was taken out in 2004 with a massive police raid. Their headquarters was permanently closed and eventually demolished. 50 people were charged. Whole leadership gone. All the BDs migrated to O-Block and created alliances with the sets around the area to go against their rival gang, the GDs. Now the GDs, which stands for Gangster Disciples, also had their leadership taken down.
Those look like some old school gangsters.
And now neither of the two gangs have any structure anymore coming from the top to the bottom. It's basically just kids running around with a profound hatred for each other, trying to blow each other's heads off. And
so he just grew up and was born into this, and that kind of molded how he acted.
This shit escalated even further in the 2010s with Chief Keef and the rise of drill music. Chief Keef, Rondo, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, and most of the people who saw success during the height of the drill
I know Chief Keef, I've heard the name, but I don't know any of these other guys.
Scene were all black disciples. The Gangster Disciples had very little representation in mainstream music. Their most notable figures were FBG Duck, Lil J, Lil Jojo. So the fact that Chief Keef and O-Block were able to control the airwaves and the popular sound made it so they could put super disrespectful lyrics towards the Gangster Disciples in their songs.
And yeah, they do not play. I mean, they do not play. Yikes.
And it would become mainstream.
He's really good at building the tension. This Trap Geek, he's really, really good at building the tension because, wow, it's got me on edge.
The best example is Tuka.
Tuka's death became the focal point for a lot of violence because the gang members that killed Tuka then used social media to really insult his memory.
Oh my God. Instagram snitching and all this stuff. Like, why would you do that? Why? I mean, I understand, like, it's about the respect thing, but why would you... This is insane. Why would you put yourself out there like that to get caught?
In this case, you have this young man actually in his coffin, and this image has also been defiled.
See, Tuka was a deceased 15-year-old boy that Chief Keef and Durk would constantly mock in their song.
Wow. You must be stuck on dumb, stupid, man. We've been patching y'all ass. I got the world smoking Tuka. I can't even read that. Yikes.
And the lyric became so popular, you had rappers like Lil Pump who had nothing to do with the situation. He's from Miami. You had Young M.A. who's from New York. And even NLE Choppa who's from Memphis. They would use Tuka in their songs or in everyday life without even knowing what it meant.
That's why you got to be careful what you say, what you don't understand, what you do understand. And part of the motivation behind this reaction channel is to really understand, you know, some of these newer lyrics and things like that, because I would have had no... I mean, I've heard the word Tuka before, but I had no idea this is what it was about. This is insane.
Now, you recently said some shit about Lil Pump.
Mm-hmm.
And he used the smoking Tuka line?
To this day, he probably think that everything all groovy. But no, when I see you, I'm gonna slap you.
Young M.A. said it.
Yikes.
In her verse. And then she apologized for it.
And that's all I wanted.
See, the hatred between the GDs and the BDs ran so deep. The feud was so strong. You even got King Von on video teaching a little kid how to shoot a water gun while saying F Tuka.
Fuck Tuka.
Fuck you, fuck you.
Oh my God.
Shoot him in his head. Boom. Fuck Tuka. Say it.
Now the death of this kid, Tuka, spawned something that was never before seen. A 17-year-old female assassin named Jsheptx, who created a social media account dedicated to avenging his death.
Wow. This is so sad. And this is just so sad. To be born into this life and to be around this like all the time. This is all you know. It's just so sad.
She was known to her rivals as somebody who was willing to shoot first, ask questions later. It's all over the internet.
Jsheptx was on social media bragging about the shootings that she had done. She was proud, and she let everybody know. She was very quick to let you know that she was violent and that she was not afraid to shoot somebody.
It was said Jsheptx was responsible for at least 15 shootings before she herself was eventually killed.
And she's just on Twitter bragging about it. She shot 15 people. Or she was involved in 15 shootings until she got killed.
Afterwards, a 4chan user hacked her Twitter and leaked DMs showing her and King Von had this weird back and forth where King Von was attempting to romance her in like a mocking way. I don't know, maybe it was real. Despite the fact that they were both rival gang members. And she didn't like dudes, she liked girls.
I mean, that's fairly clear based on how she looked. So, Von was a troll?
But reading the tweets and listening to his interviews, you could tell King Von is a clever, smooth talker, right? He's smooth, but he's also a goddamn demon. A blood trail seems to follow him wherever he goes.
Yikes.
And King Von was becoming an infamous figure in the Chicago PD briefing rooms. Oh, they hated him. Police would bring him in for an armed robbery charge, possession of an illegal firearm, and they had suspicions of other stuff that they could never prove. One murder of a kid named Modell, allegedly, according to the internet detectives on Reddit, has King Von's name written all over it. It happened on a Saturday night where 24 other people were wounded across Chicago, but that wouldn't stop King Von from boasting about Modell's death on Twitter.
Who gonna get killed in the... Yikes. See, I did not know this about Von at all. So much wasted potential. Dude, just so much wasted potential. This is insane.
All the time. Now finally, in 2014, the police thought they had something. Von and one of his friends were at a crowded house party when a rival GD named Malcolm Stuckey was in the corner, mean mugging them. Von and them took offense.
The way he said it, mean mugging him. He was stuck in a corner, mean mugging. I know this is not a funny story, it's just the way this trap geek narrated this. It was funny.
Rival GD named Malcolm Stuckey was in the corner, mean mugging them. Von and them took offense, immediately left the party, came back 45 minutes later, shooting at the kid Stuckey, who was outside, along with 2 other people who tried to run. Stuckey was killed, the 2 others were wounded, and King Von and his friend were snatched up by police a couple days later. After 3.5 years,
Davon Bennett faces 1 count of his murder, of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted, all felonies in connection with the... Okay.
The trial finally started. It lasted a grand total of 5 days. Witnesses couldn't be located. Von kept his mouth shut for the whole 3 years, while his friend confessed to doing the shooting. So, Von beat the case, went home, and his friend got 28 years.
Wow. So he just didn't talk... Like, if you're just... You don't give them anything. You beat the case. So this guy kills my brother and becomes a rapper. Okay, clown. I'll never listen to him. That one Dirt song I did, like, I'll never listen to that motherfucker MF again either. And this man is proud to say he beat his case. Throw my... Oh, wow.
As soon as Von was out, the dude he was always arguing with on Twitter, named Wooski, who's a gangster disciple, and his mortal enemy, was attending a funeral at the Bethlehem...
Wait, what did that say?
As soon as Von was out, the dude he was always arguing with on Twitter.
Okay, King Von, today don't count. I always do real stuff. Y'all do it when y'all feelings hurt or something. I come to y'all by myself when I'm bored. You was scared to walk in the store. You looked me in the eye. Yeah. LOL on Kita B. Y'all locked the door when I tried to come back in, and you got up and went behind.
Named Wooski, who's a gangster disciple, and his mortal enemy was attending.
LOL, you a B, and I think I'm ordered then, and you got more bodies and attempts than you, so you. Oh.
A funeral at the Bethlehem Star.
So just reading that, it sounded like he was saying like he's got more bodies, like he's killed more people than him.
Who's a gangster disciple, and his.
And he just says it nonchalantly, like, this is scary. Like, it's not like, this is scary stuff.
Mortal enemy was attending a funeral at the Bethlehem Star Baptist Church when all of a sudden an AK-47 pistol, aka a Draco, was whipped out and started spraying into the crowd. Dozens of shots rang off, and Wooski was shot. Now he survived, and King Von was not responsible for this, but that does not stop him from mocking him. His fans are diehards, right? They're crazy. They read into everything he posts, looking for clues. Like this man posted an Insta story just trying to promote his new music video, and people were reading into how many skulls he put in his caption, like 7 skulls? That's 7 bodies. King Von has 7 bodies. It even got to the point where King Von went live on Instagram himself and said, listen, if the internet was right about the bodies people had, they would be in jail. So don't believe what anyone says. I repeat, anyone. And I'll be honest, I hope that's true.
I do too. I really do. I hope this is all a show and act. Jesus, man. This is... I mean, it brings more perspective around him and kind of his motivation, but wow.
Bless him. All I know is listen. In Chicago, the clubs close at like 12, right? It doesn't go past 12 because of the violence. And I know that King Von can't go to Canada to do shows. He can't go to overseas to do shows. So it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because of his history, King Von creates this allure and this personality that people want to rock with his music, but also fucks up his business opportunities because he can't leave the country. That's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Okay, so that's it. You know, I'm interested to see what happens. You know, with what they find out about his murder, and you know about the shootings that went down, and this just brings more insight as to who he was. You know, previous to the shooting. Took her to the O. I mean, the man was incredibly talented. Could tell a story. I mean, he could tell a story. Like, not very many people get me captivated like that with the kind of story he was telling in that song. And to understand this, I don't. The lesson I take from this is don't be something that you're not, or be prepared to pay that price if you are living a specific life. But the other piece of it too is, it's just, he was born. Was he born there? It didn't say, but was he born into this? And what can you and I do to ensure, you know, progress is made to where people don't have to grow up in environments like this? What can we do individually and collectively? What can we do individually and collectively to make something like this not happen? Because clearly the man was very, very talented, and it's just a waste, and it's so sad to see. So yeah, this one's got me down, but I appreciate the insight. It's always important to know, you know, more about somebody, and it kind of gives, you know, a better picture of what's really going on. But I appreciate the recommendation. If you like this video, go ahead and like. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. This is Jsheptx out.